Hello lovelies, let's make some gizzarda. This was what I was craving, so I said let's jump in the kitchen and make some. So for this we're gonna go ahead add some all-purpose flour, some butter, salt, and we're gonna mix that until it resembled breadcrumbs. Then we're gonna add ice cold water gradually until the dough comes together nice and even. We don't want this too hard and we don't want this too soft. We want it just where it's manageable and it comes together nicely, and you could just press your finger on it and it's nice and pliable. So we're going to separate this into two halves. Then we're going to put it into plastic wrap, place this in the refrigerator, allow this to chill while we work on the filling. So you want to use dry coconut for this. Get you two nice dry coconut, and you're going to go ahead, break these off, remove them from the shell, and we're going to go ahead and grate this up. Of course you could add this to your food processor and shred it, but I like the texture from grating, so I use two sides so I get two different textures. So into my pot I went in with some brown sugar, water, ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a pinch of salt to balance things out. And of course that nutmeg had to drop in the pot so I had to get a new one, and I'm going to grate in some nutmeg, add some vanilla, and we're going to go ahead give this a good mix. Then we're going to go ahead add the coconut that we shredded up earlier into that mixture, and we're going to cook this for about 5 to 10 minutes just to get the coconut and the sugar nice and situated and all that flavor to marry. You don't need to cook this for a long time. Then you're going to go ahead, remove it from the heat, and allow this to cool down completely because we don't want to work with hot filling. So once it's cool, we're going to go ahead and form our gizzarda. This was a treat growing up as a child that everyone I knew loved. So we're going to go ahead, roll this out into the desired thickness that I'm looking for. I don't like my gizzarda too thick and I don't like it too thin. I like it just in the middle. So once I'm done rolling out, I'm going to use here my largest cookie cutter and we're going to cut some rounds. Feel free to use a mug, a plate, whatever you have, a pot cover, whatever works for you. So I'm just going to go ahead, remove that excess dough because we're going to use that again. So we're going to go ahead and pinch, push and pinch. You're going to use your index finger and your thumb as a guide. Then you're going to use your index finger on the other hand to push it and pinch the edges. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what you're going to do until you've complete all the surface, and you should end up with something looking like this. And I'm going to repeat the process again just so you could see what I'm doing here, and we're going to do this until all the dough is done. Feel free to make them as big or as little as you like. These are the size that I like, so these were perfect for me. So here we are. Now we're going to go ahead, use a fork to poke some hole so this doesn't puff up while it's baking, because there's butter in the dough, so it will tend to puff up. So I'm just going to add a generous amount of filling, about a tablespoon or so. You don't want to add too much and you don't want to add too little. Bake this in a preheated oven of 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. And there you have it, the gizzarda is ready. This was so good. Let me know, would you give this a try?